George Floyd's death struck a distinct chord for members of the black and brown communities. A contentious relationship with police has long been the history, but what can change that? WGN's Tanya Francisco asks a former officer with the Chicago Police Department and young people on the front lines trying to make a difference.
In the fraught relationship between police and the black community,
I haven't seen much change. You know, the police are still discriminating.
There have been minute changes, but there's definitely a huge way to go.
Change is slow. Nobody adapts overnight.
an agreement that better relations will take time and tolerance.
I understand they put their life on the lines, but us as black men, we feel like every time we get stopped, we're putting our life on the line too.
18-year-old Marquise Watts is a junior at Mather High School and a youth leader in Voice, a youth organizing alliance focused on education and racial justice. He joined 5 months ago after the shooting death of his friend and fellow Voice leader, Caleb Reed.
It's a lot of traumatic experience we go through, especially as young people.
He feels empowered now that he's found a way to channel his anger into action, working to better his community. But he still has hesitation when it comes to police.
I'm not really comfortable with police because just being who I am, you know, a black kid with dreads, it's automatically you're discriminated against. I heard many of my black friends have said when they get stopped, they don't know what to do. They just freeze because they don't want to make the wrong move. And that's the same thing whether you're driving or walking.
And that's just with the sight of a police officer, not a police officer stopping you.
Mm-hmm.
We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty.
If they didn't convict him of murder, it would have been hell. I know for a fact it would have been hell.
Essie Coomson is a freshman at the University of Chicago. For the past 4 years, she's been a student organizer with the Kenwood Oakland Community Organization, or KOCO. She watched in amazement at the huge number of people who came out across the country to protest Floyd's killing at a time when the pandemic was forcing everyone to stay apart.
I think COVID was an influencer in having that many people show out, as well as just knowing that this has been constantly going on for years and years, and no one is talking about it. No one is making changes. No one is reforming the bills and the laws in Congress.
She believes diverting funds from the police department to communities in need of food, housing, and mental health will be better spent instead of police responding to every single 911 call.
Giving new meaning to what it is that they're supposed to do, because what they're doing right now is not really helpful at all. So just building a new system where we're able to provide the actual resources.
In order for the police to begin to change, they have to change from within.
Richard Wooten spent 23 years as a CPD patrolman. 8 of those he worked with the CAPS program, where he says he became more connected with the community.
We have, a great deal of African Americans and Latino officers that's actually within the police department that see the violence and the imbalance of policing in our communities, and yet they don't have the courage to stand up.
Today, he's retired and a pastor with Gathering Point Universal Ministries. He says when he was on the force, he never felt protected or exempt from police discrimination.
Even as a black officer, I get still treated like a black man when I'm out there on the street.
Which is why he advocates for young people to stop complaining and become the change they want to see.
We can't keep on standing on the sidelines complaining about being mistreated. We have an official obligation to our communities, and that is to stand up and protect our communities and represent our communities. If we're not representing our communities, then we have no reason to keep complaining.
Tanya Francisco, WGN News.